Hello and welcome to the Friday, February 14th, 2025 edition of the SANS Internet Storm Center's Stormcast. My name is Johannes Ulrich and today I'm recording from Jacksonville, Florida. Running a honeypot is a lot of fun, but sometimes if you're trying to explain to, let's say, a family member during packet night or maybe just for your own interest, what exactly is happening with the honeypot, well, this can be a little bit tricky to sift through all the logs. Guy luckily set up a SIEM add-on for our honeypot that provides you with some real neat dashboards that really put some light behind the scenes and show you what exactly is happening, what attacks the honeypot is seeing in a relatively nice graphical representation. This is all built around Elasticsearch, so the usual ELK stack of Elasticsearch, Log/Kibana is what you have in this particular setup. Bunch of additional software, Seek, so some packet analysis here as well. That's all neatly summarized. The latest version was just released by Guy, and he did write up a quick summary with some screenshots in his diary today. So take a look, and just one little word of caution here. Because of all the add-on software, this does not run sort of in our minimum hardware configuration. You may need something a little bit more beefy. I've run it sort of on essentially sort of one of these N100, so these low-end Intel CPUs that actually sometimes are competitively priced compared to, let's say, a Raspberry Pi, depending on the exact setup that you're looking for. And then we got some Palo Alto vulnerabilities to talk about. And this vulnerability is actually kind of interesting. It's not sort of your very straightforward command injection or something like this. It's, as Searchlight Cyber calls it, a path confusion vulnerability. And it is a common problem in the sense that whenever you sort of have middle boxes that are doing authentication for you, that are rewriting URLs, well, you have to be careful that all the components in your forwarding chain are interpreting headers and paths the same way. And that's exactly what's happening here. They're using nginx as sort of a front-end proxy that does some of the authentication. Another problem here is sort of the adding of authentication-specific headers, and then forwarding the request to Apache, which then rewrites it, and then it's finally being executed by PHP. So we have like three different components here, and due to different interpretations of the path along the chain, well, we end up with arbitrary code execution, where essentially an attacker is able to execute specific PHP scripts without authenticating, because the backend essentially confused about whether or not this particular request does actually require authentication or not. Interesting vulnerability. If you're working with similar system, I think there's a must read, and you really need to understand how headers are being dealt with along sort of a chain of different middle boxes and web servers and the like. And also how URLs may be rewritten. In particular, this was kind of caused by a little bit an unexpected Apache behavior. So definitely something to read up on. Maybe something I'll post some special video about at a later time. The register is also reporting that they heard of certain Palo Alto devices randomly rebooting. Doesn't appear to be an attack as far as I can tell, but of course it could be some kind of denial of service condition that's being triggered here by specific requests. Apparently there is an update available from Palo Alto that fixes this issue if you have it, or, well, maybe just leave it rebooting, may make it actually a little bit more difficult to exploit those devices. And Recorded Future has an update on Salt Typhoon, the threat actor that did compromise a large number of telco companies. Apparently, they're still out there. They're still attacking devices, focusing somewhat on older Cisco vulnerabilities. So definitely keep those updated. CVE 2023-2273 is what they're particularly looking for. Recorded Future calls all of this redmike, and then also interesting that they're using a GRE tunnel for command control, something I don't really see done a lot and something that should trigger all kinds of alarms, but well, we're talking about people who haven't applied 2-year-old Cisco updates yet, so they may not be looking for Auth protocols on their network either. And then miscellaneous updates, we do have an update for CrowdStrike's Falcon sensor for Linux. It fixes a TLS issue that would allow for machine-in-the-middle attacks between the sensor and the cloud, where any events are being reported to. Definitely something you do want to address. A little bit interesting that we had a TLS issue kind of like that also recently in Linux itself. So that's definitely something that may have sort of trickled into the Falcon sensor. Just apply the update. Well, and that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and talk to you again on Monday. Bye.